Imagine walking through the woods, the wind cold against your skin, and suddenly you stumble upon a small box. Inside, you find something that will haunt investigators for decades. The body of a young boy, alone, unidentified, and brutally discarded. This chilling mystery became one of America's most heartbreaking cold cases. The world would remember him as the boy in the box. Hello and welcome back to our channel. We've brought you the darkest mysteries and most terrifying true stories. Now we're diving into one of the most haunting mysteries in U.S. history. The Boy in the Box, also known as America's Unknown Child. Part 1, The Discovery. It was February 25, 1957, in Fox Chase, Philadelphia. A man was checking his muskrat traps when he noticed a large cardboard box lying in the brush. Curious? He opened it and found something shocking. The small, emaciated body of a boy wrapped in a blanket. But here's the strange part: this man didn't report it. He was afraid his traps would get confiscated by police, so he stayed quiet. The next day, a young man driving nearby also saw the box. At first, he ignored it, but something about the image haunted him. Finally, he called the police. That decision changed everything. When officers arrived, they found the boy still inside the box. They carefully removed the blanket, revealing a small, emaciated child. His body was dirty and malnourished, and he was barely clothed. There was no sign of life. He was cold, stiff, and already showing signs of decomposition. This wasn't just a case of a child left out in the cold. Something terrible had happened to this boy, and the community was shaken. Part to the victim. As news spread, the community wanted answers. Who was this child? Where did he come from? And most importantly, who was responsible for his death? The details surrounding the boy's discovery sent shockwaves through the nation. He was estimated to be between 3 to 7 years old, but his appearance suggested extreme malnutrition. He weighed only 30 pounds and stood just 3 feet tall. His body was covered in bruises, scars, and signs of abuse. One scar seemed to be from surgery, possibly for a hernia. Another was under his chin. Despite all this, no one could identify him. No missing child report matched his description. The police were baffled. It was as if he'd vanished into thin air. The little boy's body was taken to the city morgue, and as the days turned into weeks, hope began to fade that anyone would claim him. He became known simply as America's Unknown Child, a nameless victim in a heartless crime. But the community refused to let him be forgotten. Part 3, The Investigation. The investigation was one of the most extensive in Philadelphia's history. Detectives scoured through thousands of missing persons reports, hoping to find a match. Over 400,000 flyers were distributed across the city and beyond, featuring the boy's haunting image. His fingerprints and footprints were taken, but no match was found. Every lead seemed to end in a dead end. Time was running out. The longer the boy remained unidentified, the harder it would be to find his killer. People feared the case would grow cold and the truth would be lost forever. But the determined police refused to give up. They pulled out all the stops, trying anything to solve the mystery. Detectives dressed his body in clothes, propped him up in a chair, and took post-mortem photographs in hopes that someone would recognize him. The images were published in newspapers across the country. Billboards went up, each bearing the same haunting question: who is this boy? Still, no one came forward with answers. The case baffled the public, and the media dubbed it one of the most baffling mysteries of the decade. Part for theories. As the investigation stalled, theories began to emerge. Who was this boy and who had done this to him? Some believed he might have run away from home, but that seemed unlikely given his age. Others thought he might have been kidnapped, but that posed its own set of questions. How could someone kidnap a child without anyone noticing? And why would they abandon his body in such a remote location? The lack of answers only fueled the flames of speculation. People whispered, rumors spread, and each theory seemed more outlandish than the last. But amidst the chaos, detectives clung to the facts, desperately searching for a real lead. One theory suggested he may have been a victim of ritualistic abuse, a horrifying thought that chilled the community to the bone. Another pointed to a local foster home, believing the boy may have originated from there. The theory seemed plausible. A bassinet similar to the box had once been sold at the foster home, and blankets like the one covering the boy were used there. However, despite the similarities, no evidence could tie the foster home directly to the crime. This wasn't just a case anymore. It was a mystery that had captured the hearts and minds of an entire nation. Part 5, A Breakthrough. For decades, his grave read, "Heavenly Father, bless this unknown boy." But in 2022, more than 65 years after the discovery, there was finally a breakthrough. After years of tireless work, the Cold Case Unit made a breakthrough. Advancements in DNA testing and genealogy allowed them to identify Joseph Augustus Zarelli. Joseph was born in January 1953, making him just 4 years old when he died. His mother was identified, but investigators have never publicly released the names of his parents, as the case is still ongoing. Even though Joseph finally had a name, the biggest question remains: who killed him and why? The identification brought a mixture of emotions: relief that the unknown had been conquered, anger that justice had been delayed, and renewed determination to find the truth. With new leads and fresh eyes, investigators are eager to dig deeper, uncover more, and bring Joseph's killers to justice. The case remains open and the search for answers continues. Part 6: Legacy of the Case. Joseph's story touched countless lives. The determination to give him a proper burial was a testament to the power of human compassion. Volunteers raised money for his burial, ensuring that he wouldn't rest in an unmarked grave. Over the years, people visited his grave site, leaving behind flowers, toys, and heartfelt messages. It was a silent outcry for justice, a community mourning a life lost and a mystery yet to be solved. For decades, the case of the boy in the box haunted the investigators who worked on it. Some dedicated their entire careers to uncovering the truth, refusing to let the case go cold. Their commitment was a beacon of hope, a promise that they wouldn't rest until justice was served. Joseph's legacy became a symbol of hope for families dealing with missing children, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the search for answers must continue. Even today, many people still dedicate their lives to uncovering the truth about Joseph's death. Part 7: Closure or New Beginnings. Joseph's identification brought closure to a mystery that had endured for generations, but it also marked the beginning of a new chapter in the investigation. With fresh eyes and modern techniques, law enforcement is eager to delve into the details of his short life and untimely death. The hope is that with each passing year, more pieces of the puzzle will fall into place, bringing them closer to identifying those responsible for his death. As technology advances, more resources become available. To assist in the investigation, advanced DNA analysis, for example, might reveal new leads or even exonerate potential suspects. Similarly, the creation of familial DNA databases allows investigators to explore genetic matches that could provide valuable insights into Joseph's parentage or possible connections to his death. Additionally, the passage of time can bring forth new witnesses willing to come forward with information they may have previously been hesitant to share. As memories fade and individuals find themselves more comfortable with divulging details, they might offer crucial pieces of the puzzle that have been missing for decades. Furthermore, advancements in data analytics and artificial intelligence have revolutionized the way investigations are conducted. By harnessing the power of AI-driven facial recognition technology or data mining software, law enforcement can sift through vast amounts of information, including old photographs, witness statements, and public records to identify patterns and connections that might not have been apparent before. The relentless pursuit of justice for Joseph has inspired numerous documentaries, podcasts, and news specials over the years. Each retelling brings the case to a new audience, keeping the pressure on law enforcement to make progress and potentially encouraging more people to come forward with information. This sustained public interest serves as both a driving force and a reminder of the gravity of the case. In conclusion, the case of the boy in the box is a haunting reminder of the fragility of innocence and the depths of human cruelty. The story of Joseph Augustus Zarelli continues to resonate with people around the world, not only because of the brutality of his crime, but also because of the enduring mystery surrounding his death. As we reflect on this tragic case, we are reminded of the importance of protecting our most vulnerable citizens and the necessity of pursuing justice tirelessly. The quest to identify and hold accountable those responsible for Joseph's death is a testament to the power of perseverance and the unwavering pursuit of truth. As new generations become aware of his story, the hope for closure and justice continues to grow. Thank you for watching. What do you think really happened to Joseph Augustus Zarelli? Was it a tragic accident, a cruel act of abuse, or something darker that's still buried in secrecy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive into unsolved mysteries, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling stories. Remember, some mysteries never truly rest. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and keep seeking the truth.